Good morning, everybody. Today we are going to move through a really basic and gentle intro to Vinyasa. So I've heard from a few of you who would love to do more yoga but are kind of intimidated by some of the faster flows. So today we're really going to just start by introducing the basics of the Vinyasa practice, moving through some postures, holding them a little longer than maybe we would in a regular flow, and really getting used to the rhythm of the breath and how it matches the poses. This is really what Vinyasa means. It's the idea that you link the breath to the movement, and in so doing, you follow the inhales and the exhales in kind of a dance, and it turns into a moving meditation. So, that said, it might help you to have a block nearby or two blocks, and if you don't have blocks, it's no problem. You can use books, you can use a water bottle and place your hand on that. Whatever you have handy is great. Second of all, grab a towel or a strap or a sock or a scarf or anything that you can use to help you grab your foot when it feels far away, okay? So, if you need to pause to grab those things, go for it. And after that, come back and let's start in what we call child's pose. So for child's pose, your knees are wide. You're gonna press your hips to your heels. My belly kind of drops between my thighs. You can play with keeping the knees pretty close together or opening the knees nice and wide. And if this doesn't feel quite safe, you can take a blanket and fold it and rest it on your heels here to pad your hips a bit. Now in child's pose, you can stretch your arms long down the mat, or some people like to bring their arms long either side of their calves. So find what feels good, and let's stay here for 5 good long breaths. Continue to stay in your child's pose, and just remember that if you ever want to take a break or slow down in the course of the practice, you can come back to child's pose and stay here as long as you'd like. It's a really calming, grounding pose for most of us. So you can also rock your forehead a little bit right and left. You can bring that gentle rocking into your shoulders. And if your knees are healthy, maybe all the way into your hips. Taking one last breath here. From your child's pose, inhale, come on up to all fours. So this is called tabletop pose. And your shoulders want to be directly over your wrists and your hips directly over your knees. We're going to just warm up the spine with some simple cat-cows. So for cat, bring your chin to your chest. Hollow your belly like a Halloween cat. And exhale. Now as you inhale, drop your belly, bringing your eyes and your tailbone up for cow. Again, exhale, cat, chin to chest, hollow your belly. And now inhale, drop your belly, eyes and tailbone up for cow. Again, exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Again, exhale, cat. Through your nose, inhale, cow. One more round, exhale through your nose, cat. And now inhale, cow. And then bring your spine back to neutral, coming back to that regular tabletop pose. Keep your left hand down and reach your right arm forward. From here, extend the left leg long behind you. So you're trying to get as long as possible from your right middle finger through your torso, out through your left leg. Breathe here for 3, 2. Last breath, really lengthen, inhale. And then exhale, come back to all fours, second side. Inhale, reach the left arm forward, stretching that right leg long behind you. Think about really lifting up out of your right wrist. Breathing here. Lengthening from fingertip to toe for 3, 2. Last breath. Exhale, come back to all fours, tabletop, and let's take child's pose. Hips to heels, exhaling. From child's pose, inhale, come back up to all fours. And let's lean onto your right hand and your right knee. And take the left arm long to the sky. Now, if this is already enough, you can stay there. For more, lengthen with the inhale, and then exhale, take your left arm long at a diagonal. So you're drawing that nice long line from, again, your fingertip through your torso, out through your left big toe. Finally, if you want a little more of a challenge, you're welcome to lift that left leg. And now your job is just to breathe and stay calm and notice what you feel. The trick is to breathe in and out through your nose, which is going to help to calm your nervous system. Last breath here. As you inhale, reach your left arm up and lower the left leg. Exhale, come back to all fours, tabletop. Let's take the second side right away. So leaning into your left hand and your left knee, take the right arm long to the sky, extending the right leg long. Stay here if that's enough. Inhale. For more, exhale, take that right arm long at a diagonal, so the bicep is just over your right ear. Now you can stay there or lift the right leg parallel. Again, here, think about lifting up out of your left wrist, feeling the energy lifting rather than sinking into your left wrist. Breathing here and lengthening from fingertip to big toe, last two. Inhale, take the right arm up, lower the right leg. Exhale, come back to all fours for tabletop. And now we're going to turn this into down dog. So curl your toes under, lift your knees up off the mat. And then as you exhale, lift your hips to the sky. Start to drive the heels a little closer to the mat. It's okay if they don't touch. It's okay if your knees have to be pretty bent in this pose. You want to look at your hands and make sure you have lots of space between every finger. Relax your neck so you're looking between your toes, and the sides of the feet should be parallel to the sides of the mat. Arms strong. It's really normal for your hands to slip when you're first learning how to do down dog. So if you're slipping and sliding, no problem. Just notice it and stay with it. Last breath here. From down dog, let's take child's pose. Bringing your knees to the mat, hips to your heels. Exhale. And now lift your head, look forward, and just like a snake, press into your hands and slide forward on your belly for Cobra. Keeping your elbows close to your ribs, lift your heart like a snake. Breathing here, pressing the tops of your feet down for 3, 2, last breath. Exhale, lower your chest back down, child's pose. Press your hips to your heels, and then come back to downward facing dog. From here, bend your knees a little and walk your hands all the way to the back of the mat towards your feet. Keep your feet about hip distance, keep your knees bent, grab your elbows, and just sway right and left like a rag doll. Right and left. Bending one knee, bending the other. Shaking your head out nice and loose. Swaying side to side. And then come back to center. Release your arms. Bend your knees so much you can press your chest into your thighs. Reach back and interlace hands behind you, either lacing fingers or using a strap to get this. And then start to drop your fists up and over your head toward the mat. It's totally fine to keep your knees pretty bent here. See if you can tuck your face in that little spot beneath your knees. And breathe for 5. Carefully release your hands to the mat, look forward and walk it back out to your downward facing dog. Finding that upside down V shape. Stay here for 3, 2, last breath. And now from dog, for a high plank, you're going to inhale forward to a tall push-up. So now your shoulders are over your wrists, you're hugging your belly actively to your spine, driving your heels to the back wall. Remembering, if you need to, you can always back off by just lowering your knees. Really building strength here by hugging the belly to the spine, pressing the mat away. From here, let's take it back to down dog. Exhale. Again, inhale, ripple forward to a high plank. Let's stay here for 3, 2, last breath. Down dog, exhale. Again, inhale, ripple forward, high plank, staying just for 2. Pressing the mat away. Down dog, exhale. One more time, inhale forward, high plank, 1 breath. This time, exhale, lower all the way to your mat, untucking your toes, keeping your elbows close to your ribs. And then inhale for Cobra, shoulders soft. From here, for Child's Pose, press your hips to your heels. And then come to Downward Facing Dog. So this is your Vinyasa. Let's do it a little faster, 1 breath for each movement. So inhale forward, high plank. Exhale, lower all the way down, untuck your toes. Inhale, Cobra. Exhale, Child's Pose, hips to heels. And then Downward Facing Dog. 1 more time. Inhale forward, high plank. Exhale, lower all the way to your mat, untuck the toes. Inhale, Cobra. Exhale, Child's, hips to heels. This time from Child's Pose, inhale, come back up to all 4s. Keep that left hand down. Reach the right arm to the sky. Inhale. And then exhale, you're going to reach your right hand under the left armpit for threading the needle. Your right ear can rest on the mat or on a block. And you can stretch the left hand forward. Or, if you want, you can wrap that left arm behind your back, tucking the fingers in your right hip. Feel free to close your eyes. Let's stay here for 5. Carefully place the left hand on the mat, pressing back up to all 4s, tabletop. Let's take the second side right away. So inhale, take the left arm to the sky, and then exhale, thread the needle, taking the left arm under the right armpit. Left ear and shoulder on the mat. Your right arm can reach forward, or you can take that right arm to the sky and then wrap it behind your back, tucking the fingers in your left hip. Breathing here for 5. Inhale, place the right hand back on the mat. Coming back up to all 4s, tabletop pose, and let's take Child's Pose, hips to heels. Open your mouth, exhale. From here, coming back to Downward Facing Dog. And now from dog, bend your knees, look forward, and just walk your feet forward to the top of the mat. Inhale, look forward as you lengthen, coming halfway up, fingertips to your shins. Exhale, deepen your fold, bend your knees as much as you need to touch the mat. Again, inhale, come halfway up, look forward. Exhale, deepen your fold, hands to the mat. Feel free to bend your knees. From here, come all the way to standing as you reach your arms to the sky. Inhale, and then exhale, bring your palms to prayer. Release. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale, fold forward, hinging at the hips. Bring your hands to the mat. Bend the knees if you need to. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, deepen your fold. Step back to a high plank, so that tall push-up. Again here, inhale. Exhale, lower all the way down, untucking your toes. Inhale, Cobra, shoulders soft. Exhale, Child's, hips to heels. And then downward facing dog. From dog, bend your knees, look forward, and walk your feet to the top of the mat. Inhale, look forward to lengthen, halfway up. Exhale, deepen your fold. Come all the way up again here as you reach to the sky, lifting. Inhale, exhale, palms to prayer. From here, we're going to take chair pose. So release your arms. Imagine you're sinking low into an invisible chair. Sinking your weight into your heels. Sending your tailbone down toward the floor. Reach your fingertips toward the sky, and you can always modify by bringing your hands to your hips here as well. So this pose is supposed to help you kind of warm up, right? Building some heat. It should feel a little bit awkward. So stay with it here, last two. Breathe in through your nose to stay calm, both in and out. Last breath, inhale. From here, look down, fold forward, exhale, straighten your legs. Inhale, look forward, halfway up. Exhale, deepen your fold, bend your knees if you need to. From here, step back to a high plank, inhale. Exhale, lower all the way down, untuck your toes. Inhale, Cobra. Exhale, Child's, hips to heels. And then, downward facing dog. From dog, step your right foot forward between your hands. Now you might want to have a block handy. You can place your left hand on that block. And then inhale, reach your right arm to the sky for a twist. Breathing here for 5. 3, 2. Last breath, inhale. Exhale, take your right hand to the mat or a block. So now maybe you have both hands on a block. From here, carefully lower the back knee, untuck the back toes. Inhale, look forward as you lengthen. And then exhale, rock your hips back for a hamstring stretch. This is half monkey, Ardha Hanumanasana pose. And you can have your blocks at any height to make this reasonable. You can also bend the knee a little if you need to. Keep your heart lifted. So you want to really keep a tall spine and imagine yourself growing tall through the crown of your head. Letting go of the idea that you need to touch your face to your leg. So track that right hip back. Flex your right toes toward your face. Noticing whatever you feel, knowing that you can use the breath to stay with it, and it's not you, and it will pass. Last big breath. From here, gently rebend your knees, set your blocks aside, plant your hands, curl your back toe, and step back, downward facing dog. From down dog, step the left foot forward between your hands, stay there. Maybe grab your block, place your block under your right hand, and then inhale, take the left arm to the sky for your second side twist. Breathe in here, think about lengthening with the inhale, nice tall spine, and then deepening the twist with the exhale. 3 more breaths. Remembering, first of all, to be gentle with yourself, especially if you're brand new to this stuff. And second of all, to not take your yoga or yourself too seriously. Last big breath, inhale. Exhale, left hand to the mat. You might want to place that left hand on a block. Carefully lower the back knee, untuck the back toe. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, rock your hips back again for that half monkey pose. Placing your hands on blocks at any height if you'd like, or on the floor. Tracking the left hip slightly back. Continuing to keep your shoulders soft, to grow tall through the crown of your head. Breathe. You know, there's this myth that to do yoga you have to be flexible, and that is exactly a myth, because if you're tight, if your body isn't going to easily do these poses or make these shapes, then you're the perfect person to do yoga. And we get tight hamstrings because we run marathons and we carry groceries and we climb stairs and we really live in our bodies. So if you're feeling a lot here, great. Meet yourself with some grace and just take it breath by breath. Last big breath. From here, lift your head, rebend your knee, plant your hands, curl your back toe, and step back, downward facing dog. Now you can stay here for 2 breaths if you'd like. Or for a vinyasa, inhale forward to a high plank. Exhale, lower all the way down, untucking your toes. Inhale for Cobra, shoulders soft. Exhale, child's, hips to heels. And then downward facing dog. So we're going to turn down dog into a pose called Dolphin by lowering down to forearms and elbows. You can keep your palms down like in down dog, or if you prefer, you can lace your fingers. Another option is to grab your block and to place your thumbs in an L shape around the corners of that block. So, find your variation today. No problem if your heels are far off the mat or if your knees are really bent. This pose is wonderful for building upper body strength and getting all the benefits of an inversion. So think of it as your meditation pose, and your job is just to stay with it, to notice what you're feeling while you're here, and to use your breath to stay calm. Last big breath here. Child's pose, knees down, hips back, open your mouth, take a big exhale. From child's pose, come back up, downward facing dog. And now from down dog, step your right foot forward. Spin the left heel down for warrior 2, where you're going to come on up with your arms nice and wide. You want your right knee to maybe be directly over the right heel, but if that's not happening today, no problem. It's a nice wide stance. Arms strong, really trying to get as long as possible from fingertip to fingertip. And you're gazing over that right middle finger. Last breath here. Now to reverse, you're going to take the left hand to the back of the left leg and the right arm to the sky. Sinking low into your bent front knee as you find the side body stretch. Last 2. From here, inhale, come back, warrior 2. And now straighten the front leg. For triangle pose, you're going to reach forward, out, and down. You can land your right hand on your shin, or you can land it on a block next to your foot. The left arm reaches to the sky. From here, you can look up toward that left hand, or if that doesn't quite feel safe on your neck, you can always look down to your right foot as well. Engage your quads, these muscles above your knees. Last breath. From here, look down. Inhale, warrior 2. So come back up as you rebend that knee. Exhale, reverse. Inhale, warrior 2. And for side angle pose, you're going to bring your right forearm to the right thigh and take your left arm in a diagonal. So again, you're drawing that nice long line from middle finger through your torso out through your heel. Continue to breathe. An alternative here is to bring your right hand to your block outside of the right foot. Driving your left heel down. Last breath. From here, inhale, warrior two. Keep the knee bent. Exhale, reverse. Inhale, warrior two. Let's look down. Cartwheel your hands to the mat. And step back. Downward facing dog. Great work. Take 2 breaths here, or for a vinyasa, inhale forward. Exhale, lower all the way down, untucking your toes. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, child, hips to heels. And then make your way downward facing dog. From dog, step your left foot forward between your hands. Spin the right heel down. And for warrior two, Virabhadrasana B, come on up. Again, finding that nice broad wingspan as you sink low into your bent front knee. You want to aim the left knee toward the left baby toe so it will line up directly over the heel. You might be feeling something in that front quad. That's cool, just notice it. And now, flip your left palm to the sky. Bring your right hand to the back of the right thigh and take the left arm up for reverse warrior. Sinking into your bent front knee here for 3. Inhale, come back, warrior two. Stay as you exhale. And now straighten the front leg for triangle pose as you reach forward, out, and down. Right arm reaches to the sky. Left hand can land on your shin or on a block. Feeling the energy of this pose reach to the ceiling rather than sinking down into that left hand. And again here, really engaging your quads as you breathe in and out through your nose. From here, look down. Inhale, come on up. Warrior two, rebend the knee. Exhale, reverse. Inhale, warrior two, and then exhale, side angle pose. Left forearm on your left thigh, right arm long. Feel free to keep the left forearm on the thigh, or bring your left hand to a block outside that left foot. Actively driving your heels down. Drawing that nice long line from right middle finger down through your torso, out through your right heel. Last breath. Inhale, come up, warrior two. Keep the front knee bent, just notice it. Exhale, reverse. Inhale, warrior two. From here, look down. Cartwheel your hands to the mat, spinning to the ball of the back foot, and step back, downward facing dog. Take a big inhalation, open your mouth, and exhale. And then from here, bend your knees, look forward, and just step, walking forward to the top of the mat. Bringing your feet hip distance apart. Inhale, come halfway up and look forward. Exhale, deepen your fold, bend your knees as you need to, and grab hold of your big toes here. This is called Padangusthasana. Inhale, look forward to lengthen. Exhale, deepen your fold. Taking that little bend of the knees if you feel any kind of pain in your back. Rolling your weight slightly forward here toward the roots of your toes, rather than sinking into your heels. Keeping your face relaxed. Open and close your jaw. This pose is a great chance to slow things down and catch your breath. Last breath here. And now lift your head. Place your hands on the mat. Bring your feet to touch and then step to the side. So you're in a nice wide stance, probably about 1 meter. For Americans, that would be about 3 feet. And turn your toes narrow and your heels wide. If you're brand new to yoga, you might want to have a block handy and place that block under your hands, under your face. So your feet are pigeon-toed and you're in a wide-legged forward bend. From here, bring your hands to your hips, strong legs and a flat back. Come all the way up. Cool. Take your arms out wide, inhale, and then exhale, reach back to interlace hands behind you. Inhale to lift, and then exhale, fold forward. Take in 5 big breaths. Last breath. Strong legs and a flat back. Inhale, press all the way up. Float your arms wide to the side at the top, and then bring your hands to your hips. Inhale to lift, and again, exhale, fold forward. This time, bring your hands to that block or to the mat under your face. Keep the left hand on the block under your face. And again, that block can be at any height. Inhale, bring the right hand to your hip. Either stay there or exhale, reach the right arm to the sky. Breathing here for 5. Last breath, inhale. Exhale, right hand to the block, switch it up. Keep that right hand on the block, left hand to your hip. Stay there, inhale. Or use the exhale to reach the left arm long. Now if you're rolling your weight back into your heels, notice it, and instead roll your weight slightly forward. Breathing in and out through your nose. Last 3. Final breath. Exhale, left hand to the mat or the block. Inhale, both hands down, look forward. Exhale, deepen your fold. This is Prasarita Padottanasana, a variation. And you can always bend your knees a little if you need to. Really feeling yourself. Roll your weight slightly forward as you engage your quads to protect your hamstrings. Last 2. Lift your head. From here, hands on the mat, look to the right. Picture down dog. And walk your hands to the top of the mat. Step your feet to the back of the mat. If your legs feel creaky, pedal them out a little bit. I always like to walk it out a little after those forward folds. And then from here, inhale, forward high plank. Let's come down to forearm plank on your forearms and elbows. So just like earlier, at any point, if you want, you can lower your knees. But this is a great pose for building all over core strength. So really hug your belly to your spine. Drive your heels to the back wall. Send your heart forward. Keep breathing. Pressing up in the middle of your back, like my hand is between your shoulder blades. And you're pressing up into it. Last breath here. Carefully lower your belly, untuck your toes. And for Sphinx pose, you're going to keep your hands exactly as they were, forearms as well. And just come into this baby back bend. Gazing straight ahead, your face is soft. Breathing here for 3, 2. Softly exhale, lower. Look to the right, left ear on the mat. Just bring your arms alongside you to rest. From here, take your chin forward, reach back and interlace hands above your tailbone. Exhale everything, and then inhale, lift it all up. This is Shavasana, locust, and it really doesn't matter how high you go. It's more important that you just keep lifting and that you keep your face soft and your breath steady. So lift and breathe here for 3, 2. Last breath, inhale. Softly exhale, rest, let it go. Look to the left. So when you're in it, you're really in it. But when it's done, you let it go. Last breath here. And now bringing your chin forward, hands under your shoulders, child's pose, hips to heels. Take 2 breaths here. From here, come on up to sit on your heels. I'm going to scoot to the middle of the mat a little bit. Now, if you're 5 years old, it might be easy to sit on your heels and your knees just like this. It might even be easy to lift your hips and land your hips on the floor between your heels. If you do this, and it's okay with your knees, just look down and make sure your knees are still together and they still press down into the mat. For those of us who are a little older and creakier, sometimes that's asking a lot. So you can grab your blocks or you can grab 2 blocks. Slide those under your butt so you can sit on them to take some of the pressure off your knees, your hips, and your ankles. Now from there, grab your strap or your sock or whatever you have handy. Inhale, take that strap in your right hand and reach up. Bend the elbow. Take the left arm behind you. Grab the strap behind you. Looking straight ahead. This is a great pose for getting rid of tension that we carry in the shoulders. So think about pressing your head back very slightly into your right forearm. Breathing space into anything that's feeling tight or tense. Considering this as a meditation pose, right? So you just notice what comes up while you're here. Think of it as a cloud in the sky, something that kind of blows in and eventually blows out. And behind it all, you are clear blue sky. You're vast and spacious and calm. That is your natural state. Last breath. Very carefully unwind. I always like to shake my arms out a little bit. And then second side. Let's take your strap in your left hand. Inhale, left arm up. Bend the elbow. Take the right arm behind you and see if you can grab it or your fingers. Gazing straight ahead. Again, picturing yourself gently pressing your head back into the left forearm. Growing tall through the crown of your head. Noticing if your jaw or your lips are tense or tight, and then softening them. Noticing whatever comes up, knowing it's not you, and it will pass. And your job is really just to sit with the discomfort and kind of make friends with it, rather than freaking out and running out of the room. Last 2. Carefully release, shake your arms out a little if you want. And then let's take a simple twist to the left. So both hands are just outside the left thigh. Breathing here for 3. Second side, sweep your hands to the right. And then coming back to center, lift your hips so you can get rid of your blocks. And then make your way to downward facing dog. It's really normal for your wrists to be sore at first. If you're new to down dog and cobra and plank, you're going to develop strength. So just notice it if that's happening and take a day or 2 off if you need to between practices. You can stay here for 2 breaths, or for a vinyasa, inhale forward, high plank. Exhale, lower all the way down, untuck the toes. Inhale, Cobra. Exhale, child, hips to heels. And then downward facing dog. Bend your knees, look forward, walking all the way through to your seat. We're going to take Navasana, but today go ahead and grab your strap. Use your strap to hook your feet and lift your feet the same level as your knees. So this is called boat pose. You're building a boat. If you want more of a challenge, you can get rid of that strap. So your arms will just reach alongside your feet. Think about really sending your heart forward, flexing your toes back to your face, noticing what you feel, right? Staying with it, not freaking out, using the breath to stay calm and know it will pass. Last breath. Stay here, placing your hands behind you so the fingers point to your hips. And now lean back and just lengthen your legs. Great. Inhale. And then exhale, bring your knees to your chest. Do two more. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, knees to chest. Last time. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, knees to chest. All right. Place your feet hip distance on the floor. For reverse tabletop, you're going to inhale. Lift your pelvis to the sky. Pressing the mat away. You can look to the wall behind you if your neck is healthy. Spreading your toes nice and wide. Keep breathing. Maybe take a big inhalation. Open your mouth. Exhale. Last breath. Softly lower your hips. Bring the soles of your feet together, letting the knees fall open. So your thumbs are on your arches like you're reading a book of your feet. Inhale to lift, and then exhale, fold. This is Baddha Konasana. You might know it as butterfly pose or Cobra pose. You can gently use your elbows to help guide the thighs down. Let's stay here for 5. Inhale with a flat back, come all the way up. Hands outside your thighs, guide your knees together. And then roll onto your back. Your feet are about hip distance. For bridge pose, middle fingers should just barely touch your heels. Exhale everything, and then inhale, lift your pelvis to the sky. If you want, you can lace your fingers under your body. Breathing here. Toes nice and spread, feet rooted in the ground. Squeezing your inner thighs like you have an invisible block there that you don't want to drop. Last 2. Softly exhale, lower your hips. Hug your knees into your chest. And then for happy baby pose, bring your fingers to the arches of your feet. We also call this dead bug pose, so whichever one you prefer. See if you can stack your heels over your knees, rocking your hips right and left, right and left. Pressing your belly button down through your spine into the floor to help release your low back. And then come to stillness in the center. You can close your eyes if you want. Let's stay here for 3. Gently hug your knees into your chest. Take a little lift of your hips, inhale, and then exhale, drop both knees to your left. Really hug them up toward your belly, and you'll get a better release in your low back. And then take your right arm long as you look over your right shoulder. Breathing here for 5. Inhale to center, take a little lift of the hips. Exhale, drop both knees to your right, really hugging them in toward your belly and your right armpit. And then look over your left shoulder and rest. Breathing here for 5. Gently inhale, bring your knees and chin to center. And then softly roll on up to your seat. Extend your legs out long, shake your knees a little bit. I like to wiggle my hips back once or twice to find a slight forward tilt of the pelvis. But you can also sit on a block under your hips to lift them a bit, or a blanket. If you're new to yoga, you're probably going to want to grab a strap because your feet might be really far away. So if that's the case, use your strap to hook your feet. Remember, you can always bend your knees here if you need to. Inhale to lift and lengthen your spine. And then exhale, begin to deepen your fold. And if this is as far as you go, then great. That's your pose. It's more important to keep a tall, flat spine than to curve your back and touch your face to your legs. I promise there is no immediate bliss or enlightenment that comes when you touch your face to your legs. I find with things like that, when we finally achieve the goal, oftentimes we'll enjoy it for like a week and then we just start worrying about losing it. So meet yourself where you are today. And if your hamstrings are tight because you've played soccer for 20 years, or you've run 15 marathons, or just because you've had to sit at a desk for a decade for work, be gentle with yourself. See if you can be in this pose without judging your body or without wishing it were any different. See, instead, if you can offer it gratitude for showing up for you every day of your life, whether we've treated our bodies well or not. Take in 2 last breaths. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, deepen. 1 more. Inhale. Exhale. From here, lift your head. Arms reach forward, set that strap aside. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, palms to prayer. Release. Hug your knees in, wrapping your arms around your shins. Bring your forehead to your knees. Open your mouth and exhale. And now lift your head. Come to any comfortable seat. It just has to feel good in your body. Okay? I like to sit on a block, but whatever feels good for you is great. Cross-legged is fine. It does not have to be some fancy lotus. Every time I teach a yoga class, we finish with a quickie seated meditation. And in part, it's a nod to the fact that this whole yoga thing was created not so we could have stretchy hamstrings or a strong core, but so that maybe at the end of it all, for a few minutes, we might be able to sit in stillness with minds that don't race and with bodies that don't hurt. So, trust that you know how to do this, even if you've never meditated ever in your life, because you've just spent the last, 45 minutes? I don't even know how long we've been going, meditating. The yoga itself is a moving meditation because you're watching the breath rise and you're watching it fall. So we're going to do that now, seated in place. So you can rest your hands in your lap, palms up, or you can place your hands on your thighs, just so it feels good. Close your eyes if you want, or let them rest kind of gently, softly, half open. And just watch the breath rise and watch it fall. And if and when you get distracted, just notice it. You can even say, oh honey, you're thinking again. And then really gently come back and begin again. I find it helpful to yoke my mind to a word, and maybe you will too. So today, as you inhale, think to yourself here, and as you exhale, now. Trust that you cannot mess this up. Let's sit together. Open your mouth, exhale, peace. And now in that peace, softly roll onto your back. Moving into Shavasana. Stretch your legs out long. Let your palms fall open alongside you. Settling the weight in your hips, your shoulders. Rocking your head right and left to find a little nest. Dropping into this corpse pose and really letting your body rest in the stillness. Just getting out of the way so that your body has time to integrate everything you've done. One last time, take a big inhalation. Open your mouth, exhale. Slowly starting to breathe into your fingers, waking up your toes, easing that breath up through your ankles, into your knees, softening into your hips and your belly. Easing that breath up through your heart, your shoulders, and all the way out through the crown of your head. Reach back. Interlace hands behind you, lengthening your legs long, stretch everything out. One more time here, inhale. And then exhale, release. One at a time, gently guide your knees into your chest, giving yourself a squeeze. And then softly roll onto your side, taking a final breath here in stillness. And then as you're ready, gently begin to press back up to your seats. Once you've had a second or two to settle in here, drop your head to the right, taking a nice loose circle of your neck. And then reverse, swing it to the left. And finally bringing everything back to center, palms to prayer. Inhaling here in the silence, we lift our hearts. Exhaling, we bow forward in very simple gratitude for this body, this breath, this moment, and this life. For as the yoga reminds us, each of these will pass. And that we might never take any of those breaths or any of those moments even and especially the most awkward and frustrating ones, for granted. Tasmai Shri Guru Ve Namaha. I offer all efforts to all teachers. Inhaling to rise up. My friends and my teachers, thank you so much for practicing today. You did it. Great work. Keep practicing. Reach out if I can help in any way. I hope you have a wonderful day.